Helping Kids will come by to pick up the toys to give to the children. Florida Kids Helping Kids and WOCA, making Christmas a little brighter.
Merry Christmas!
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala!
All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. One of the healthcare facilities in our community, Palm Garden of Ocala, advertises, among other things, respite care. And the way respite care is explained to me is that this is not care for the caregiver, in not directly anyway, but care for the person the caregiver is taking care of. And what they do is they, for example, let's say a husband or wife is taking care of a husband, or the other way around, and she needs a break, or she needs to go someplace, and so she'll put him in a place, and it's like a temporary place. And from what I understand, it's they've got a social life and great food and everything. So it's not like not like putting a dog in a dog kennel when you're going away. I hate to say something like that, but anyway. So Dave Duplay is on the phone. He's the founder of something called Healtheo360. He's going to talk to us about the challenges of caregiving and how to lessen the burden. So I don't know if I hit on something that is similar to what he's talking about or not. He's going to explain it to us. November is National Caregivers Month. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm doing good. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from New York City.
Well, thank you for being on the air with us today.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. And as you mentioned, November is National Caregivers Month, so it's a perfect time to have me on.
Now, do we when we're talking about National Caregivers Month, are we referring to the people I was talking about, like the individuals, or is it the professional caregivers?
No, it's absolutely the people you're talking about. And, there are over 34 million unpaid caregivers caring for somebody age 18 or older who's suffering from an illness or a disability. So there are big numbers out there, but you hit it right on the head. It's that husband or that wife caring for their spouse, or a child caring for an elderly parent. That's who we're talking about here.
Yeah, and I guess the burden is something that unless you've done it, you really can't relate to it, because it's a 24-hour-a-day job, isn't it?
Well, I got to tell you, you're absolutely right. And, there's no training for this. It's unfortunate. Many times you find yourself in a situation where a loved one gets sick, or there's an accident, or something happens, and you're thrust into this role of caregiving, and there's just no training. And it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's just a very tough job.
So you created something called Healtheo360. Explain two things I want to know: what you do and where the name came from.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're an online community where people can go and they can connect with other people who are in the same situation they are. So whether you're a patient who's been newly diagnosed with cancer and you're looking for somebody to connect with who is like you, with the same type of cancer, same age, same kind of demographics, or you're a caregiver caring for somebody, you can connect to each other for inspiration, motivation, and support, and help each other basically through that journey. And that's what we do. We created this platform after my sister-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer in her early 30s, and she had a difficult time connecting with other women in the support group she was attending, just because she was 20 plus years younger than they were. So we tried to solve that problem with Healtheo360.
Wow. And you know what we don't understand until we're in those shoes is how important a support group is. You just don't know. I mean, and I don't know this firsthand, but I've heard so many people talk about one support group. There's an Alzheimer's support group I know in our town. Well, there's several of them actually, and it's just amazing to me how we don't get it until we're in those shoes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we are not out to replace those physical support groups. I believe there is a real need for that. But let's face it, as somebody gets older and progresses through the journey of whatever condition they're living with, you can't always make it to that support group. but you still need to connect with other people. You need to exchange ideas. You know, here's what's working for me. You may want to try this, and it's so important. And we brought that online. So does it really matter if I'm in New York and you're in Florida or somebody's in California?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. If I can learn something from you, then that's going to help me out through my journey.
Yeah, I just went to the website, Healtheo360.com. So the Healtheo, is it a combination of two words, health and something? Health theory or something?
It is. You're close. So we are a video-based platform. So if you take health and video and you kind of combine those two words, you come up with Healtheo. And the 360 is because we have patients that come there. We have caregivers, we have family members of patients, so we kind of get the full 360 view of that journey through many different lenses depending on what role you play.
And that's what makes you so credible, is that you've had to have this journey yourself.
Well, it's unfortunate I did, and that was my sister-in-law Lisa was really the inspiration behind it. I have a mother suffering from Alzheimer's disease, and my father is her caregiver. She is still at home, but approaching, a point in her journey where we're going to have to put her in a facility to get that extra care. And it's just so important for people to connect to each other and realize that, you're not alone out there. There's so many caregivers, and if we could all just help each other and support each other and, educate each other, we're going to be much better off.
So is the information that is exchanged along the lines of procedures or techniques or maybe even supplements or things you can eat that helps soothe something or comfort somebody?
Absolutely. You can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about there. So if you found something that is working for you, share that piece of advice, because chances are it could work for somebody else. If you have a healthy recipe that your loved one enjoys, share that recipe. It's all about inspiration, motivation, and support as we go through the journey. And caregivers, it's just such a tough job, but there's really a couple things you have to, if you find yourself in the caregiver position, there's a couple of things you want to be aware of. One is take care of your own health. If you're a caregiver, you cannot provide great care to your loved one if you're not taking care of yourself first.
Mm-hmm,
so
right.
that is right on the top of my list. The second thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help. It is a long journey. It's a tough journey. Right. It's mentally exhausting, physically exhausting. You got to ask for help.
And you have to overcome that feeling of guilt too, because you have to, like you said, have time for yourself.
You do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to get away. That respite, that facility in your area is doing wonderful things. And you could take your loved one there. They can socialize. They can get involved in some things. But it gives you that much-needed time to recharge your batteries and get away from it for a while. That is so, so important.
There's two types, I suppose. The one that says, I'm going to be with this person until he or she dies, because the Alzheimer's, for example, will just keep getting worse and worse. And then there's somebody who may have a cancer story that eventually will recover from it. So there's the ones that'll find an ending, and the others that the only ending will be death.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And things like Alzheimer's, it's sad to say, but my mother is an Alzheimer's patient, but other than her Alzheimer's, she is very healthy. Her heart's healthy, everything. She could live for a long, long time with Alzheimer's. But there's no cure for this hideous disease. So unfortunately, the outcome is eventually death.
Well, I congratulate you. You've taken what we have technologically and incorporated it with just good old common getting together with other people. And I think it's going to make a big difference for a lot of folks. So what's the advice? Just go to the website?
You just go to the website, Healtheo360.com. If you go there and you are not finding what you're looking for, email me directly. My email is Dave D as in Dave D at Healtheo360.com. and I will do whatever I can to point you in the right direction to find you the support that you need.
Well, we will share this with the folks we know as well. Healtheo, Healtheo 360.com. Dave, thank you for being on the air with us today, and thank you for what you're doing.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great holiday, guys.
You too. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Police in San Antonio hunting for a man who shot and killed Officer Benjamin Marconi in front of police headquarters.
The suspect ambushed a 20-year veteran of the department.